No, like I was saying, okay, like when you, okay, when all you're at, okay, wait, let me fix this thing. Okay, hold on. Oh God, I'm trying to fix this thing. Okay, wait a minute. All right, see, I'm not tech savvy. You know, I don't have that in me, so you're not going to get these really fancy videos, and I'm not going to be beautiful either. So, but now, what I was saying is like, okay, so now you have your atomic self, and you know you're having an experience, and then the experience is over, and now you're going to have another experience. So the experience you're in, you know, is now been preserved into one of those white little fluffy things that flies off, and it is flying off, and it's super a million billion degrees below zero, and it's so small that it's point infinity small, you know, and it's point infinity degrees below zero, and it's floating around waiting to be referenced if you want to, you know, have that experience. Like maybe you want to think of that experience or something in a future experience, so that little white thing can, you know, be within the next experience that you have, so that you can have that thought or the, you know, whatever you need in the next experience in order to reference that particular experience. Like you want to think of it, or you want to, you know, whatever, someone else wants to think of it this with you in your next experience, or whatever. So now, but what I was saying is now I forgot, I think. Wait, hang on. So, but now that little piece of white thing that's so cold, super cold, and it's so still that it's like stillness, you know, motionless, is something that is so, like, motion is impossible to really actually happen, because space itself is always moving, and relativity, like not relativity like Einstein's relativity, but the relativity that I'm referring to, meaning that you know, like the energy field that we are in, that we are, like your energy field, you know, neurons, protons, and electrons, you know, flying around, making an energy field in the form of whatever, of everything, you know, your desk, your drink, your hair, your lamp, you know, everything has an energy field, and it's been formed, and it's all, and you know, it's all ready to go. Now it's here, it is, you're in the experience, everything is there, and you know, and it's happening, you know. Okay, so now all those energy fields have, you know, they're moving in space relative to each other, so that you don't realize that you're in space, you know, because you are. You know, it's all atomic, you know, everything is made of atoms, and well, it's not made of atoms. Atoms are neurons, protons, and electrons, and they're flying around creating this energy field, and they're not necessarily a part of the energy, they're not part of the energy field that they've created, that you are you are simply an energy field. You don't have a proton and a neuron and an electron. You know, it's not part of you. It's simply the thing that created the energy field that you are. That's what you are. You are an energy field, and every little part of you has, you know, the protons, neurons, and electron has created an energy field. Your eyeball is an energy field. Your hair is an energy field. You know, it's all an energy field. Every little piece and part, you know, and then, you know, as a whole, you're an energy field. You know what I mean? So, but everything is moving in space, because that's where we are. We're in space. You know, we're not standing on a planet. You know, we're in space. You know, all of this is in space, and space is moving, and we're moving within space, and space isn't moving the same, you know, space is moving by itself. It's moving all by itself, and then things come are in space, moving at their own speed. You know what I mean? And space is moving at its own speed, so everything is moving, and people are moving at their own speed, so everything is moving in relative to itself, and the speed that it's moving is moving in the relative to itself, so everything has to be, so that you don't realize that, you know, that you don't feel drunk, or you don't feel, You know, you don't feel space moving at a different speed. You know, you have to, so that everything feels stable. You know what I mean? And you don't get dizzy and stuff like that. Equilibrium is okay. So you know what I mean? So anyways, but now this little white thing. So now that little white thing has to be where it has to be at whenever it needs to be there, but it's motionless. Now with everything else moving in some form or fashion in order to be sustained, you know, in life, well, not life, but sustained in existence, that thing doesn't move because it's basically preserved in order to be, you know, in order to be. Now that thing has to, the reason that thing is preserved to be is because when you are, when it comes time for you to pass on from your atomic self to your celestial self, that little experience must be, you know, there. It has to be there, because if you have anything that can't pass on into your celestial self, it must be it must be expelled. You know, it can't, you know, because within your celestial self, there is no sadness or pain or depression or tears of sadness or violence or there's none of that. It's unable, because it's motionless. Now, while your awareness is in your atomic self, that motionless little white fluffy thing, or not fluffy, well, it's kind of fluffy. I mean, you've seen them. Everybody, you know, once in a while you see one fly off. But while your atomic self is still, you know, your awareness is still in your atomic self, then those white things can contain the entire experience. But when you pass on into your, you know, through your black hole into your celestial self, all that white thing with evil, I'll call it evil, because I know some of you might have religious beliefs that will cut off anything that I say after I mention, you know, religious toned discussions, you know. So I don't want to cut anyone off in this thing here. So I'm not referring to necessarily religious beliefs. I'm referring to violent and non-violent. I'm referring to sadness and not sad. I'm referring to happy and not happy. That's all, you know. But now string theory jumps in right in this, right here in a way, because what string theory enables, and what string theory string theory fits in this, because what this is that within that white thing is string theory, because string theory holds, like, I wish I had a graph or a thing I could draw on. I kind of do. Hold on. I just finished my semester and I got straight A's. I'm so happy, even in my philosophy class, which I was scared of my teacher at first. She said I had to do a lot of work, and I was like, okay, hold on, I have to write this. Okay, so here is your string. Okay, it's just a line at first. See it right there? Okay, that is, okay, let's say that is it could be anything. It could be like let's say it's a mirror. Okay, you got a mirror. Okay, or no, that's kind of weird, because mirrors are like something, I don't know, mirrors are trippy. Let's say it's a ball. Okay, and you got a ball. Now you like the ball. So okay, let's put it like this. So let me draw the string closer to the edge so we can see it. All right, so I gotta save paper. I save paper. I'll save it for something later. Okay, so you got the string. I don't know if okay, well, there's the string right there. No, we can't use that one. I'll draw it little. Okay, here's the string. Okay, and now, okay, that's the ball. Now you like the ball, so you're right here. You got the ball. You don't really feel hate for it or love towards it. Okay, then and that's all you have is a ball. Period, in your entire life. And this is the ball. Okay, so, and you like the ball. So now, but then you sort of don't like the ball so much. Okay, well, we'll just leave it at that. And then you get a tennis racket. Now you have two things. And then you get a skirt. And then you get, okay, now after a while, it looks like this. Oh, shoot. This is a brand new pen and it's not working. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, and then after a while, it looks like this. And it becomes something like a sort of more or less kind of gets like mass. Not mass, but it's kind of massless, but it becomes electric, like an electric, well, I mean, it becomes something like Tesla. You know how Tesla's ball is all like that? Okay, kind of, but it's all a line of electricity. But now the reason it's electrical is because you can move. Now what happens is this, like you can have it like this. That means that you're in the middle of 3 lines. Like, let's say one line is a ball, one line is a tennis racket, and one line is your tee. And you like all 3 of them right in the middle. But let's say all of a sudden you hate your tee and you love your tennis racket and you're still in the middle with your ball. It'll look like this. You're in the middle of your ball, you hate your tennis racket, and you're like A-okay with your other thing. It'll look like this. Wait, where is it? Oh, it's over here. It'll look like this. See, now the tennis racket you hate, so the line went way over here because this is not like it. You don't like it at all. So the middle is where you are. You are right here in the middle. Your energy field is right in the middle. See, but now this line goes way out here. That's how string theory works. Because you're still moving along all these lines that are in space that have to do with everything that you've chosen within your experiences. You have all kinds of things that you choose to have in your experience. But when you have your experience that you have, the things in your experience, you make decisions about whether or not you love them but see, the thing about love and hate, there's no opposite. Love and hate aren't opposites. Love and anti-love is an opposite. Hate and anti-hate is an opposite. Because if you go to heaven, or not heaven, if you go to your celestial self, then you can't bring hate with you. So if you love something, then you love something. But if you don't love something, it's anti-love. It's not hate, because you can't bring hate with you. So you anti-love it. You know what I mean? So that way you can still go to your celestial being, but you only bring with you anti-love. Now, if you hate something, you can't go with your celestial being. You can't bring that with you. But if you don't hate it, you anti-hate it, because, if you hate at all, you can't bring that with you. You know what I mean? So you may not hate it, but you don't love it. You know what I mean? Because some people don't hate something, but they don't love it. If you don't love everything, then you anti-hate it. You know what I mean? Because you have to love everything when you go to your celestial being. You can anti-love something, because that just means that you love it, but you don't necessarily want to have it within your experiences. Maybe like, for instance, like country music or something. Somebody might not necessarily enjoy country music, so they anti-love it. They don't hate it, but they just don't particularly care for it. You know what I mean? That's different. It's a different kind of thing. They choose to love and they choose to enjoy a different type of music within their life. But basically, it would mean that they would just choose to exclude country music in their life. They wouldn't hate it. You know what I mean? It would just not be. It would not exist in their experience. So there is no country music to hate, or there is no country music to anti-love. Things that you anti-love don't exist. They just don't exist. And that's why the things that happen in your life that you, like, let's say, for instance, you got mugged. Okay, if you get mugged and your mugger you know, you don't hate him. I mean, well, you can't. I mean, you would hate him. I mean, I don't think you could ever love him. Really, that'd be very difficult to do. So what happens is the when you go to your celestial being, your celestial self, you know, that experience won't go with you. It can't go with you. So what happens is it remains, you know, with the atomic, in the atomic realm, or you know, it remains atomic. You know, celestial self is no longer, it's celestial. It's not atomic. I mean, it's atomic, but it's not that type of atomic. It's anyways. You know, let's not get into that. I mean, I can't talk about that because I'm not there yet. But but what happens is it doesn't come with you in your atomic to your celestial being. So it's left behind. So that way, you know, you don't have to, you know, because you can't anti-love it. It just doesn't exist in your celestial being or self. It doesn't exist in your celestial self. It's non-existent. So you no longer, it's just not there. It's not there. Non-existent. So everything in your celestial self, you love. Absolutely love. Everything else is non-existent. So that's a wonderful place to be. Absolutely. But that's why opposites cannot be hate and love, because hate doesn't go past your atomic self. So if you know, so opposite, that's why string theory works, because it puts the strings in your life. Electricity is used by in your atomic self. Electricity is used in order for your atomic self to exclude the things that you don't want within your atomic experiences, that you have an excluded through through the anti-exclusion factors. I'll say, you know, it's sort of cutting edge, but I have to think of words to put there. But yeah, that's how that works, because otherwise there would be no way to to really, it wouldn't work for you to exclude things in your life, and without carrying with you things that wouldn't fit. I mean, you don't want to carry hate with you. So you have to have anti-love, put them in an anti-love category. That way they're excluded, and you don't bring hate. You don't hate them, because otherwise you'd be dragging around hate with you your whole life. You hate. No, you don't hate it. You just anti-love it. And if you anti-love it, your atomic self will exclude it from your life, and you won't have that in your next experience. And that's how come people are really kind of living suffering in their life, because they don't understand that the opposite of love isn't hate, and the opposite of ball isn't anti-ball. If you hate your ball, you'll have an anti-ball in your life, and the ball will no longer be there. But if you hate your ball, it's going to be there forever, because you can't get rid of it, because your atomic self doesn't understand that you are thinking you're hating it. And so it doesn't, it's like, well, why do you keep it confuses. It's very confusing because you've been told something that isn't right. Well, it's not correct. It's an incorrect statement to say the opposite of love is hate. I just got a fly, or something smaller than a fly, so it probably wasn't a fly. Maybe it was a gnat, but I think it was just I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so that way your life will be very well managed in order to exclude the things in your life that you God, your life would get better just by managing your life in a way, just to anti-love something instead of hating it. And all the haters, you know, they can hate all they want and they never really love anything, so they just anti-hate things instead. And that way, if they anti-hate something, it will vanish out of their life, and they won't have no more victims. You will no longer be a victim in their life ever. You will not stand a chance of being a victim in their life, because you will follow the same rule in life. You know, you'll be on the same page. If you follow, see, they anti-hate everything. So, but if you hate them instead of anti-loving them, you will always you will always remain a potential victim in their life. And that's why people in the, you know, within the universe, that's why abusers always have a potential victim, because you hate, you know, you hate abusers. Everybody hates abusers and violence, and, you know, but if you anti-love it, it will disappear out of your experiences forever. Because if you hate it, it will remain there, because everything that you hate will be in your life. So that line within string theory will remain in your experiences, because you've chosen to have it there. If you choose to hate something instead of choose to anti-hate, anti-love it, like, you've chosen to stand on the line of hate. That line will always be there, because you've chosen to, you've requested it. You've requested your celestial self to send that line down to your atomic experience for your next experience, because you said that you know, that's what you've done. And you don't know that because you don't understand that, because that's not what they've been teaching you your whole life. They've been teaching you things that aren't true. They've been teaching you things that aren't true. They've told you that your oh, that's another thing they've told you. They've told you that your senses, that everything is here, and that your senses sense it, and then, you know, the information goes in your eye and goes to your brain, and your brain tells you that it's there. How could that happen? You went to the store and bought a table, put it in your house, and then sat down and ate at the table. Why would your brain tell you that the table was there after you went and bought it and put it there? I mean, come on. No, that's not what happened. Okay, what happened was you created the table, and it was there because you created it with your senses. Your senses see, when they discovered light, or when they, you know, discovered the theory of light, they didn't ask which way it was going. They didn't ask the sun, excuse me, which way is light going? It's not going from the sun to us. It's going from us to the sun. You know what I mean? Light is going the other way. It's coming from us. We are illuminating the world and everything around us, because we are light. We are light. Don't ever forget that. We are light. Remember, the first thing you say to yourself every day of your life when you wake up is, we are light. Say, we are light. You illuminate everything, because you send out light, and it creates your experience that way. That's what happens, because that's how atoms work. Okay? Protons, neurons, and electrons, they go in circles so fast, they create an energy field. And that energy field moves and grows and becomes the shape of you. That's how you are made, into the shape of you. And every experience you have, a proton, and a neuron, and electron, makes you again into the shape of you. Theoretically and honestly and truly and honestly, You can say, I want to be a different shape in the next experience I have. And you can become a different shape in that fast. That's how fast you can become a different shape. Anything you want to be. You can be pink, round, fluffy, and you can have eyes boinging out with springs all over, with wings that come out that are transparent, and they go 1,000,000 miles an hour, and you can fly. No, you can't be like that, because that's my shape. That's what I want to be, pink and fluffy too, fuzzy. Oh, isn't that sound so cute? I love it. I think it sounds so cute. But that's mine. You have to think of your own. I don't want to look like everybody else. I'll get a picture of what I want my house to be too. It's going to be so pretty. I want to have whipped water everywhere. Oh, doesn't that sound beautiful? But anyways, all right, so I guess I'm going to go because I got to go sit down for a minute. And my brain's popping again. So how's my hair look right now? Not too bad, right? Kind of weird though. I'm going to make it fluffy and great. All right, so I got to figure out how to put these online. All right, I'll talk to you in a minute.